Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing the top 5 junglers in Smite 2. We're going to try to keep it somewhat brief as opposed to the solo video, so similar to the support video in terms of brevity. Again, I'm kind of experimenting with pace, so let me know if this is a bit too quick or still too slow. So right away we'll get into number 5, which is going to be Achilles. Now, I'm going to showcase builds for these characters. I want to be clear that jungle builds, I think, are a little bit more open in terms of flexibility for what you actually can go than most builds because there's an assortment of items that these characters are able to use that are very good. So that's a fixed thing across the board. I think as long as you're following reputable junglers and using their builds, you're going to be pretty well off. So I took a jungle build here from Tegvir for the Achilles one. And yeah, like I'm cool with that. So if you want to use someone else's, by all means, but again, I'm making sure to get good builds. So yeah, Achilles number 5. So for this character, you want to typically level your 3 first. Do not go aspect. Triple underline, emphasize that do not go aspect on this god. It is not good. You go blink. You gain advantage as this character by just outfighting like virtually every god in the early game. But it does have a bit of a fall off, especially if you don't get ahead. Really, the big picture point of this character is to be as active as possible, PvP as much as you can, play either on rocks, Gold Fury, ideally both, and just sort of kill people. That's it. This character gets away with the semi, I think you can argue, slow clear of Soul Lane with Bumba's Dagger and Dagger of Frenzy Rush. You can go Hydras on this god, but again, max to 3, and then max to 1, obviously. Your jungle clear should be good without aspects, so do not go aspect. Run around the map, play for kills as much as you can. Very good fight on this character. It goes a little bit tanky. You want to stay in the offense stance. Switch to defense late game if you really want to. Don't actually have to. And again, really good pace pushing jungler. Very strong fight. A little bit more of a brawler, kind of PvP-esque jungler than some of the other picks we might mention later on in this. All right, number 4. Aladdin. So Aladdin got a bit of a soft rework recently that I think largely made him a better character. Now that being said, I realize I'm putting him at number 4. Again, this jungle role is completely stacked. This is the best role in the game right now. Not really any contention on that point. It has been for a very long time. So me putting Aladdin at number 4, I think I want that to use that as a way to express how good this list really is. Generally with Aladdin, right, you want to build a full strength build. He does deal magical damage, but when you build strength items, I saved this spot, by the way, as just the genie lamp. So this is the build. You have the genie lamp, so I'm not including that. I guess if you get 3k pots and you still have extra gold, you could sell the genie lamp if you used all your wishes, but that's probably never going to happen. You want to max your 2 first. Remember 2 first, which is your dash, and then you level your 1, the invocation, and then you level your wall run at the very end. Level your ult, excuse me, whenever you can. And so basically, big picture of this character is he is a hyper farmer. You build him full strength, and although you deal magical damage, you're going to have the strength items which deal physical procs. So if I'm a tank and I'm itemizing into Aladdin, I need to be mindful of the fact that his Crusher Heartseeker is probably going to do about 700 damage to me, and his magical abilities will do another 800 damage to me minimum, right? So very difficult to itemize into this pick, and the pace of which he plays at is really good. You get an early Wealth Wish, you're going to accelerate your farming speed, and even though he's kind of considered to be this late game hyper carry, which he absolutely is, his early game, especially with leveling this Sultan's Grace dash ability, is very strong. I mean, you do a ton of damage. This Hydras will give you a really big spike. You get a kill or two. Your tempo is so upticked, and you'll just terrorize practically any lobby. This pick is only at number 4 because there are some counters, obviously, to Aladdin from a character perspective. Obviously, Team Beat's a good pickup into him, but gods like RDO, I think, do pretty good with cripples. Ares can do quite well. Ganesha can do quite well. Of course, the Wheelish is kind of the built-in counter pick. Even Anubis and Eset with knockup immunities and hard CC can make this god's time a little bit more difficult. He's also a little bit more difficult of a character, but overall, again, the upsides are extremely high. You play this character well, you're going to have maybe more upside than almost any god in the game. All right, number 3, Odin. So Odin jungle is absurdly good. The big reason why Odin jungle is extremely strong, and this is the build right here, is really this one singular premise, and it's this idea of like relic splitting or relic splicing, whatever you want to call it. If I play a character like Odin in the jungle, what is kind of the primary relic that people want to be going in the game? They want to be going Shell, right? And if I am going Shell as a mid laner, and the team also has a Vulcan mid, well, I'm probably going to struggle because I want Aegis into that. And what if they have as well a Thor solo, or maybe they have a Mordred solo, or say they have a Baron support, right? Or maybe a combination of all of those things. I'm going to want beads for the Baron or the Thor. I'm going to want Aegis for the Vulcan. I'm going to want Shell for the Odin. And if I'm a supporter or soul laner, I still might want Sunder so I can have Sunder for objectives. It just creates a relic overload, right? The one relic system in this game, I largely don't dislike, but this character really throws it for a loop. The counterplay with Odin solo is typically that his early game is a little bit lacking into some of these high pressure matchups like Yorm and Bologna. So although he forces this shell threat, he's disconnected in the sense that he's stowed away in a solo lane. He won't impact fights. He won't be able to get the cage stacks to buff himself for a period of time unless he gets a lot of jungle help. Whereas in the jungle, he has all of that direction for himself, right? He's not going to get early game bullied out. His fight is actually very strong. You level the 3 first on this character, then the shield, then the jump, then the ultimate, obviously, whenever you can, and you're going to have good fight in the early game, good fight in the mid game. Your clear is decently strong. You have really good objective burn with the 3 stim, and you'll get cage stacks. You'll force people to go shell. If they don't go shell, they're fucked. And it's just a win-win, man. I mean, this pick is absolutely incredible. The only reason he's not number 1 is because his pace is a little bit slower than these following characters. But this god's a competitive nightmare to play into, and just one of the best gods in the game. So Odin Jungle, very, very good. Daji, number 2. So what's with Daji? Now, I'm recommending an aspect build here, but I do think base Daji is very strong. Apparently, there are potentially more Daji nerfs on the way, tentatively. She's been nerfed a couple of times. I think they've brought her from number 1 to number 2. But you can make an argument that she falls down as far as 4 already, where Aladdin owns better. Again, I think the jungle role is a lot closer. So like when I did supports, I felt pretty confident in my list from an order perspective. Solo, I felt extremely confident. I think jungle is more grouped because these picks are all extremely strong. Not that the other ones in the other top 5s weren't, but there felt like there was more space. I don't think you see that space in the jungle role, especially in the top 4. So within that top 4, if you want to put Odin number 1 or Odin number 4, uh, you can, right? I'm just giving you 5, right? And I am intending this to be listed, but I know it's close enough that you can make arguments. So this is the build for Aspect Dodgy. You max your 2 first, you rush Dagger of Frenzy, you pop Dagger, press your 2. The rest is history. This pick is insanely overtuned, has gotten some nerfs to affect the cooldown, some of the damage scalings, things of that nature, but it's just not really enough for the pace of this jungler. Her ultimate's actually probably the weakest part of her kit, and it's not horrible, not Smite 1 good, but her base kit is just so strong, her damage is really good. Being able to teleport onto wards with your 3 is a big deal. You can go Blink on this god, you can go Beads, it's up to you. But just very strong fight, very underrated fight. She obviously has like good matchups generally in the 1v1 against most junglers, which is really helpful. Again, you can pivot towards the non-aspect build that's like ability based. I think that's a bit weaker. Probably wouldn't be in this top 5 list, but is still very strong. This is a variant of the aspect build. There are also on-hit aspect builds where you go like Braggies and Tierfing or even Kinsai's and Tierfing. I haven't really tried those so much myself, so I don't have a huge opinion on them. But if you see them being successful or you see people with variants of that build, I think they're also okay. I just showcase the crit one because this is a lot of burst and it's fun. But yeah, overall, very, very strong pick. I think the second best jungler right now in the game. Before I go to my number 1 pick, I'm going to show 2 honorable mentions. I'm not going to go over the full build and stuff. I'm going to link Smite brand at the bottom so you guys can always go onto this website to see the most up-to-date builds for every role, not just jungle. It's just an API. You can go click on a god, filter demigod, deity, and just see top players play the characters. So I really do recommend looking at that. That's what I do whenever I'm off role and just struggling. I think it's a great tool. But the 2 characters I'm going to recommend are Thanatos for honorable mention number 1. You're going to max, obviously, the Scythe on this character. If I didn't say for Daji, you max the 2 on her. But Actually, do you with Aspect? I think I've done both, and they've both felt OP. I think I maxed the one, maybe I maxed the two. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It's so like overpowered. Who cares? But Thanatos, you max the one, obviously. Then you max the two. This character is just really good. He's a great pace push character. Dagger Frenzy really illustrates this god's come up. He's incredibly strong in the early game, the mid game, the late game. You normally are a character that's super reliant on hitting your scythe, but Dagger makes it so that even if you break your scythe, you're going to be okay. Probably just a full damage build with the Magi is on here. Going to feel super good. Thanatos, very good pace push fight jungler, kind of like a more hybrid farmy version of Achilles. So a little bit, I don't want to say worse fight, but less consistent fight, a little bit squishier, but a lot of PvP centrism around the character. And then our other honorable mention is going to be Mercury. So this god, obviously, this super hyper farm crit god. You want to go like Dagger of Frenzy, Rage, Deathbringer, maybe Musashi's even in there instead of a Rage if you really want. Get a Magi's, get a Titan's Bane, you're going to be all set. You run around the map, you have very, very fast farm speed. You can ult down lanes, focus solo or duo wherever you want to get some early Rage stacks, and you can just kind of solo carry by doing objectives and stuff. So, very strong pick. I think this is like a pretty popular jungle, so I'm not expecting too much follow through needed on this, but very good character and definitely a little bit under the radar, I think, overall. But for a number one jungler, of course, it's going to be Hun Batz. I don't think this is a shocker. You do want to go Aspect, but base is still OP anyways. This character, to me, is just a balanced nightmare. I really, and for Relic, you can go Beads, Blink. They're both good. Aegis even's fine sometimes. I really don't know what to say about this god. When characters are OP in Smite, I sometimes am really hard on high res because I'm like, by the way, you max your 3 always. Sorry, that's the last interruption to myself. You max the 3 on this god, okay? I always am typically quick to be critical of high res when gods are excessively overpowered for a long period of time. This god, since his release, has been a top jungler, and he's been nerfed like 12 times. Like, seriously, it's been so many times, and it just doesn't matter at all. I really don't know what to do. I feel bad, because at this point, I'm speechless. Yeah, so why is this god so good? He has a stun on his 2 that's like a 12-second cooldown. That's it, right? You have a stun that is a 12-second cooldown at rank 1. That's also making him displacement immune and immune to strafe and backpedal. So you can't Herc to him out of it. You can't Ares ult him. You can't like Sun Wukong Ox him out. No knockups. None of that stuff doesn't work. And you're just dead. There's really nothing you can do. Again, the idea of this aspect is to make it so that Batz' damage is lower. But when you're going items, as you can see, I didn't even go Dagger of Frenzy in this build. I just want to Hydra's Rush. But if you want to go Dagger of Frenzy instead of Oathsworn, so you go Dagger, Hydra's Crusher, Titans, Heartseeker, Magi's, you totally can. You have so much pace on this character, and your auto attacks hit so hard because of these items like, again, Dagger and like Hydras and whatnot, that your clear is amazing because of those autos and because you're maxing your 3 anyways, and your 2 is literally just a built-in stun on a jungler that already forces so much beads and stuff like that. And again, there is only one relic. He's the best jungler in the game, probably, and you can very much argue the best god in the game, period. And he's just an absolute nightmare to deal with. I really don't know what to do with this character at this point. I feel bad again for just mentioning it over and over. What I was thinking about doing, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts collectively on this, is do you guys want me to do a kind of patch notes wish list type of thing where I basically do a video like we just did talking through some things, except I talk about changes I'd like to see in the game, not super detailed, not like some big conceptual video, just be me basically making like a PowerPoint damn near, talking about some balance shifts that I think would be good. Small kind of light thing. Let me know if you guys want to see that. But yeah, that's my top 5 junglers with those 2 honorable mentions. Again, Hun Batz is really the cream of the crop. Definitely want to permaban this god. Don't let him through. If you play him, you'll win. He's a 60, I think 6% win rate in Obsidian Plus right now, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So complete mess of a character. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see all of you super soon. Peace out.